the ideas of gender ideology, if we want to call it that. I just call it freedom. I call it freedom of expression. Goddamn, I thought it was my First Amendment. Rootin' and tootin'. I want to talk about TikTok refugees and if that is if that was, because now Dong Wang is saving TikTok, but if Dong Wang didn't save TikTok, if Small Wang didn't save TikTok, then, well, first of all, he's the one that put TikTok in this precarious position. Okay, I'm gonna use a country accent because I need that for my mental health. If Small Wang Dong Wang did not put this TikTok ban up for election at all, for erection, if he didn't do it, if he didn't erect this bill about TikTok, we would not be in the situation in the first place. But now he wants to sit here and take credit. Take credit for the unban because Dong Wang likes to look like he has a big wang, but he doesn't. He has a Dong Wang Small Wang. Dong Wang Small Wang. Now, is TikTok refugee an accurate term? I can't really give you into it, but let's talk about what a refugee is. A refugee is somebody who's forced to flee from their home. Are they literal refugees? Are they physical refugees? Are they war refugees? No, obviously not. There isn't even that bad of a situation. Probably not compared to that. Very many refugees are more refugeed. Right here, it's just the verts. It's the verts in their brain. And now I'm gonna lose the accent because I want to talk a little seriously because I think when we talk about refugee status, right? Their physical, their legal, their positional status is still locationally the same, right? But I think this idea of refugee can also extend to this idea of vert, right? And vert is a word that I have been using recently to describe, like, this is tough because I'm working on a video about this. I think the concept of a vert as like there was a philosopher, I think it was like Descartes, right? And he talked about the two selves, the mind body, right? And I think that historically a lot of people have disconnected these things where the mind was this like metaphysical thing that is plugged into outside channels, which in a way it is, but not in the way that you're thinking. And the body is the thing that's grounded here in like physical reality, right? But I don't think that's so accurate. I think that vert and body, right? We can call them vert and body. Because I don't feel like mind is so accurate. Mind, it's too preconceived. But vert, it's a fresh term. It's a fresh term. Your vert is kind of this idea of your non-physical self, right? So like historically, the verts of many Americans have still been deeply planted in America, right? You might go on a missionary trip as a Christian, or you might like visit another country on vacation. You might like, I don't know, go to school somewhere else. But at the end of the day, you're coming back to America. Your vert, your intangible self, your mind belongs here. Your home is here in America. But I think this TikTok ban and like a lot of actions in American body reality, in American vert reality, I think a lot of actions have caused the need for verts to flee. Americans have started to lose their faith in the American system. The American organism is another way I like to talk about it in this framework I'm building. Our verts are committed to enabling the American organism, but the American organism has let us down, and like our verts are able to choose a lot of aspects of our reality, but not all aspects of our reality. But the point is, they are able to detach and contribute less to the American organism than verts of times past. So, is refugee an accurate term? I think that TikTok ban and the American feelings of freedom, this American desire for freedom, led us to say, screw you, Zuck, screw you, Elon Musk, screw you, American social media who will submit to Dong Wang. We will go. You want to stop us from talking to the Chinese? We will go talk directly to the Chinese. We will give them all of our data. We will use their apps. We no longer want you, right? So is refugee accurate? Are they being forcibly pushed out? in a lot of ways, their verts are, right? Their verts are being told, we're gonna suppress what you believe. You are not allowed to discuss your wokeness, right? That's against humanity. And the differences, as exhibited earlier, this is the hate comments in Chinese social media. The dislike is more indirect. It's not, I hate you. You deserve to not exist. It's more like, I don't think that's good for you, but live and let live. You are allowed to live. It is legally, um, there's legal, again, this is like 50 years ago, America. Were trans people allowed 50 years ago? Yes. Were there medical routes? Yes. Is it modern day ideas of transness? No. China as a country has just kind of been, I don't want to say pulled into modernity, but really I like to say that 1910 to 1960 America is like 1930 to like 1980 China. I don't know if that's accurate. Maybe. I might have got my ears a little off. Tell me in the comments what you think. But my point is the ideas of gender ideology, if we want to call it that. I just call it freedom. I call it freedom of expression. Goddamn, I thought it was my First Amendment. But what the opponents of my freedom like to call it is gender ideology, right? And I don't think this idea of gender ideology is a big thing in China. I think in China they're still very big on these ideas of like freedom and like being a boss ass bitch. Well, not boss ass bitch. I don't feel like bitch. Like, okay, I feel like that was an American term, so it's inaccurate to say that about the Chinese. But I do feel like they vibe with ideas of individual expression more than ideas of pandering to wokeness or gender ideology. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So I'm very intrigued to talk to this trans woman tomorrow because I think that it's gonna be really interesting to hear what she says. Yeah, and hear about her view on it. You know, she told me that a lot of young women there are like turfy, but also they are relatively accepting. So I think when they say turf, they mean it in the way that a lot of chronically online trans people might say every cis woman who is a little ignorant about trans stuff is a turf, right? Are they actually? No. They just know the right what the ideas of cis womanhood are, right? Like they aren't, they're just not familiar. But I don't think they're hateful is the other thing. You know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All this to be said, is TikTok refugee an accurate term? I really couldn't tell you. I don't know if it's culturally appropriate. Personally, I feel like it is accurate in describing the verts fleeing the American information environment, the American information ecosphere, whatever you want to call it. I feel like this conjoining, this seeding of the garden of both America and China with these shared values. I don't know. I feel like this cultural exchange is a good thing for everybody, and I hope that nobody lets their fears and insecurities block the visions of good ideas. You know, I was talking to somebody last night, and they were telling me that they have a really hard time reading or like consuming information that goes against their beliefs, right? They're like, I don't want to read that. It goes against what I believe. And honestly, I've been the same way historically. I have often not wanted to engage with ideas that don't align with mine. But the past, I don't know, year, 2 years, 3 years, I think that I've really began to see the value in consuming things, even if I don't agree with them. There's a lot of value in being able to read something or hear something or even say something and then be like, actually, I don't think I agree with this because of XYZ, because I believe in the values of freedom and individual expression. I don't actually agree with these ideas that are pushed by like gender ideology critics, where they like to tell you how you can and can't live your life. You know what I mean? So, point being, I know that was like a targeted example, but I just feel like it's relevant to what I've been talking about here. I think the moral of the story is the internet allows us to connect with people, and technology in general allows us to communicate with people and interact with people in ways that we've never been able to before. What historically would have taken translators and years of study and thousands of dollars, I can now achieve with Dong Wang making bad policy and pushing me over there organically. I saw this on TikTok before the ban, and I said I will join my American brothers and sisters. And then I learned I love my Chinese sisters and brothers. And like, I don't know. I think cultural exchange is a good thing, and we should stay open-minded and remember American values and American ideals and American tradition of growth and taking what works from countries that work. Anyways, I don't know what else I'm yapping about. I'm gonna make a video about how to translate, because I think that that'll be really useful for a lot of people in communicating. Even though they are implementing translate features now, I still think it'll be really useful to learn how to express your ideas better in terms of cross-cultural communication. That's all I got. I love you all, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, whatever time this is. I don't even know if I'm going to post these ever. I need to edit them. That's really the hard part of all of these, but okay. I love you all, and goodbye.